Okay, so it's probably the last video I'm going to do today. I've only sort of dipped in the markets late on in the afternoon, because I just wanted to, I guess, start the ball rolling with some videos and some advice on what I do, or what I'd advise newbie traders do when they're looking and assessing markets, etc. So, with that in mind, this one is quite an interesting one. Now, I'm a big advocate, if you're a newbie trader, then you need to focus on sort of one strategy first and foremost, and understand it, understand the sort of the premise behind the strategy, and then look for races in the day that display the characteristics of that strategy. So that doesn't mean that, you could do some early assessment, you could turn up to the market half an hour before just to double check and it could have completely changed. It doesn't mean that you have to trade either, but with this, I won't waffle on too much, but with this market I thought it was quite interesting. So you've got the first four in the market here, and they're all in and around resistance points. So a strategy that I focused on initially, and it's still one of my favourite strategies, is to lay at the resistance point. Okay, so lay at the crossover. Reason for this, I've mentioned it before in a couple of my earlier videos, but the reason for this is you've got a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. Okay, so the reward is 2 against the risk being 1, just because of the price increment changes after the crossover. And this is a typical market where there's a good opportunity here potentially to trade this strategy. So you've got the favourite here, which is near the 4.0. Can it break through? Yes, it's drifted up through it. Could it come back through it? Definitely. Second favourite here is sitting under the 6. That could quite easily drift up. This one again sitting under the 6. It's come in quite a long way throughout the day, and same for this one. So the likelihood is that as this market sort of progresses and more money comes, one of these is going to be a good trading opportunity, I would say, to either lay at the 6 for one of these, potentially back if this breaks through the 4, but that's another strategy in itself really. But it could be an opportunity if it bounces down to 4 and doesn't look like it's going to push through. If there's resistance from these 3 runners here pushing down, or even 2 of them, then that's going to prevent that from breaking through the 4. The lower the crossover point, the harder it is to break through it. So if you're seeing 2 of these coming in, the chances are, if that's down near the 4, it's not going to break through that. So the probabilities are that you could maybe get a tick in there. Whatever your stake is, whether it's 2 quid, a tenner, 20 quid, whatever it is, put your stake in and take half out at the next point. If you're putting a stake in at 4, for like me, for 26 quid say, then straight away take 13 quid out, take half your stake out at 4.1. If you can get that match, that brings your green zone down 2 ticks here to 3.9. That means you can't lose money unless you go past 3.9. And sometimes there's opportunity to put 2 or 3 of those in, where you're just putting one in, taking half out, putting one in, taking half out. if you do it right, you can bring your profit zone, you know, down to 3.8, 3.7, and yeah, you've got more time then to let the market play out. There's not much is going to phase you. If it goes against you, it goes against you. You can cut your losses and you know, cut it out, and you haven't lost anything. And it's a really good strategy to start off with, to play around with, and to master really. Now I'll come back to this market I'm not saying I'm going to trade it. I will come back to this market nearer the off time and just see how it pans out. If there is an opportunity, an obvious opportunity, then I'll place a trade. If there's not, then you know, I'll try and talk through what's happening. And yeah, I'm fairly confident that you're going to see one of these blast off through the 6 at least, and this may come down to the 4 and bounce back up again. I don't know if it's a strong enough favourite to come through the 4 and really push down. I don't know that yet, but yeah, we'll come back in sort of the 5-minute mark and see what happens. Okay, so back at just over the 5-minute mark. What's changed? This favourite's looking a bit weak now. So it was sort of down at the 4.4, 4.5 range. It's drifted out quite a way. Now what's caused that? This, I think it was ladder 4 before I paused the video. So that's come in from just under the 6, so there's been a fair bit of money for that. These two haven't really done that much, so there's a little bit of flurry of money there. This Stoneacre Girl's probably interesting, because I think that was up at around about 13, 14, so that's coming down, and it's looking like it could put some pressure on the crossover there. And we've got a new favourite now, so this one, which was a favourite, really weak, and this is looking quite strong. What about these two? Is this going to go past the 6? There's nothing to stop it. It very well could do. We've really got to focus on what the new favourite's doing, and what these ones are doing. So this Torvar has gone over the 6 now. What's this one doing? So we've got quite a, if we look at how much has been traded on the horse, so say 18 grand there, we've got more than half of that has been traded at these 2 points here, so 5.6, 5.7. Now it's not conclusive that that's a resistance point, if you like, but it's quite a bit of its, you know, most of the money that's been traded on this has been within these 2 points, these 3 points here. Is it going to have enough to come through that? I don't know, but it looks quite weak to me at the minute. I'm not convinced that this is going to carry on drifting. This has broke through the 10. We're coming up to the 2-minute mark here as well. Again, I'm not convinced that this favourite's going to shoot off through, although the lay money is continuing. Now what's going to happen with these? Let's push in, and he's drawing up there. If that comes back down, that's broke through the 6. This has broken into new territory. I think this could drift here. Just going to get a trade in there. I'm okay letting it go against me for a little bit. What's happening? This is pushing. Ideally still want this to push. Stoneacre Girls pushing, so we've got half our stake out there. So the premonition, if you like, was right, and I'm okay to let this carry on now. So this is still pushing, nothing's changed. This is really coming, this Stoneacre Girl, which is helping this trade here. So how much further is it going to go? These aren't really pushing. Stoneacre Girls sort of plateaued at 7.6, and I'm thinking, there's some more money there, so we can let it run a little bit more. Maybe put our exit up there and see if we can get lucky. We might have to change that, but let's just see where it goes. It has sort of plateaued a little bit. This has drifted back up again, so yeah, you know what, the market's changed a little bit. This isn't as strong anymore, which is going to stop this from drifting out. So this is coming up to the 6 now. So is there an opportunity to grab a scalp here, I guess? And this is starting to come back in, so we'll just get it out there. £2.75, you know what, I'm happy with that. That was a nice little move. So it's a bit jumpy at first when the 2 minute mark come in, but everything looked right, and we had a few working for us, and yeah, something's got to give is sort of the answer, I guess, in markets like this, and that looked the likeliest one to give to me. But you know, that could have gone wrong, but I thought, based on the assessment, that there was a good probability, based on the other runners, that this one would drift. So yeah, nice easy trade, nothing difficult about that. Price is coming back in again now, but you know what, for a £26 stake initially, we've laid it a crossover, took half our stake out there, boom, we've instantly reduced our liability by 50%, reduced our risk of losing, because it's got to come back through the 6 again, and come past our point there where we could cut our losses. And you know what, we let the profits sort of ride. Could have done better, could have got out at 8.0, 8.2, but all in all, that was a really sort of simple trade and a good example of a basic strategy that you can employ when you're first trading, and there'll be a good handful at least of opportunities per day, with similar setups like we saw in this one. You've just really got to look out for them, and patience. Just take your time. If nothing is obvious, if you're just not feeling the race, or you're not getting this, don't trade it, just watch it. Yeah, appreciate this has been a fairly long video. I've been droning on a little bit, but yeah, I just thought that race was a good example of a basic strategy that newbies could sort of put in their arsenal and really practice at until they master it. And yeah, I will be back soon with some more videos. Thanks for watching.